Good morning, everybody. Well, it's Monday morning, time for a new assembly. Here I am outside on a beautiful sunny day. Question is, what am I doing? Have a look if you can see where I am. Okay. Where do you think I'm going today? I'll give you a little clue on this sign. I'll give you a clue. I'm doing something that you all do every single morning, Monday to Friday. If you're doing it on the weekends, you've gone wrong. I'm actually walking to school. Now, when you walk to school every morning, does anybody try and stop you? Don't think they do. But it's not always been that way. If you've been born 50 years ago, you might have found that you weren't able to go to some schools you wanted to go to. We're going to learn a little bit more about that in this assembly. So get ready, because we're going to learn about a very special girl who I think is a legendary learner. Well, hello everybody, and as if by magic, I'm back at school from just having been outside, and it is time for Legendary Learner Assembly. And you can see this person here is feeling very excited to be back at school. So before we get into it, I wanted to share this picture with you. Now, you may want to have a pause and have a little talk about it yourselves. But have a little look. What do you think it means? What do you think it means? I think it means that success, that's the easy bit. That's the bit that everybody sees. What people don't see is all that hard work, dedication, sacrifice, persistence, all the tricky things that let you be successful. Just thought it might be nice to have a little think about that. If you're in year 6, then hopefully you know what all of those words mean. If you're in year 1, then you can just choose 1 or 2 to talk about, because they may be a little bit too long for you. If they're not, then fantastic. So let's talk about this little girl here. So you can see that photograph. Okay, have a look closely. Who do you think she is? What can you tell about her from the photograph? When do you think this photograph was taken? Now you can pause if you want to, or we can just talk about it together. What do you think? It's a black and white photograph. I think her clothing was a little bit dated. Probably not a very recent photograph, is it? I'm going to give you a clue now to who it is. Okay, you ready? What does that mean? What does that mean? I'll tell you that gemstone you can see, well, that's called a ruby. Okay, and you can see what the other picture is. So who might that be? Do you know? Are you shouting at me? I can't hear you because I'm filming it a different day. It's Ruby Bridges. All right, Ruby Bridges, and that's her when she was a little girl, and that's her when she was much older. Okay, so we're going to learn a little bit about who Ruby Bridges is and why she is my legendary learner. So let's have a look. So Ruby was born in Mississippi, and you can see it on the map of the United States there. And she was born in 1954, which is quite a long time ago. And when she was growing up at school, the schools in America were segregated. And that meant that if you were a black child, you went to one school. And if you were a white child, you went to a different school. And you weren't allowed to mix, which seems really, really mad today, doesn't it? But that's how the rules were back then. Except that Ruby, she was chosen to be the very first little black girl to go to an all-white school. And how do you think she would have felt? So pause it now, have a little chat. How do you think Ruby would have felt on that first day when she had to go to an all-white school? All right, so these are my ideas. I think she probably have felt quite nervous, maybe a little bit excited as well, but definitely scared because it's the first time anyone's ever done this. She might have been thinking, why me? Why am I so special? What have I done differently? And maybe even, well, what's going on? You know, I didn't expect any of this to happen to me. It's not my fault. So we're going to have a little video clip now of Ruby going to school. Now, it's not a real clip, it's from a film, okay? And if Miss Nella has edited this correctly, it's going to start now.
Wait till I open the door before you get out. We'll get behind you. 2 men in the front car will walk in front of you. We'll all go in the building together. Stay between the 4 of us and do not look back. No matter what happens, don't look back at the crowd.
Look back. There ain't nothing going through. I'm late for a medical conference, but hey, what's going on here?
Governor of the great state of Louisiana says you cannot enter.
Thank you, sir. The President of the United States says that I can.
Okay, so you've watched the clip. How do you think she felt? Not very good, a little bit scared. Yeah. When she got into the school, things weren't that much better. She had one teacher all day, and she was the only child in her class. She didn't have any friends or anybody else to play with. So I think she probably felt really lonely. But she didn't stop going to school. She went every day. She kept learning, and she kept having her lunch and working hard. And eventually, some of the other parents who'd taken their children out of school, well, their children came back. And over time, the school started to join back together. And when she was much, much older, she got some very special awards. So this man up here in the top left, that's President Bill Clinton, who you probably don't know. But then underneath, in the other picture, she also met President Obama, who you probably do know, especially if you're in 5 Obama. So fingers crossed you all recognize him. So Ruby Bridges is my legendary learner, but I wonder what's going on at school. So this week, all over the week, your teacher is going to be looking to see who in your class is showing some of those legendary learner abilities: hard work, persistence, not giving up, keeping on, okay? They're going to choose somebody, and then this time next week, there's going to be a very special assembly where we're going to read out your legendary learner certificates and find out who is the legendary learner in each class. And now, just before I go, Mrs. Furby has said that I must tell you, well done for your excellent attendance this week, especially 2M, 2N, and 4V, who all made 100% attendance. So, thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Go and learn something, and don't forget to read at home. Bye-bye.